Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Dan Does Tech Stuff. So today I was hoping to show you a tutorial how to open up your ROG and replace the hard drive and get everything working in perfect condition. Unfortunately, I bought a refurbished 4 terabyte 990 Pro Samsung drive for the ROG, and it was refurbished. I was trying to save a few bucks, but unfortunately the drive was no good. So I buy a lot of stuff secondhand or refurbished products. I've never bought one like a hard drive. So lesson learned: don't buy refurbished hard drives or SSDs. Okay, so I had to go back to the store and then I bought a new 4 terabyte 990 Pro with heatsink. So fortunately, this is the right amount of size for the ROG. It's got enough spacing and clearance, so I'm going to go ahead and upgrade my SSD hard drive. Okay, so I had the original SSD for this, but unfortunately, I bought one of these like Sabrink enclosures. I reformatted that 1 terabyte that came with the unit because I was going to use it as just an external SSD. Unfortunately, unable to recover it from that, so I have to do everything from the beginning. So which means I'm going to have to do cloud recovery, and I'll show you that whole process. So let's go ahead and take out the bad hard drive. Okay, so again, when you open up the unit, you want to be very careful about this ribbon cable here. Okay, it's very delicate. Okay, I'm gonna lean this up against the side. Some people decide to take this off, but I'm gonna lean up against here. However you want to do it. Okay, when I work with electronics, I try not to use bare hands. I use gloves. That way I don't have any like moisture or grease, for my fingers. So I'll put some of these gloves on. There are certain gloves that are just, you put them on your fingers, but I don't have that today. Okay, so I'm going to be opening up this hard drive, taking out the bad one, the refurbished one, replacing with the new one, and then do a cloud recovery. Okay, all right. So once you open up unit off, you want to make sure it's all powered off. That screw right there, you're going to take that off. Okay. And this part's the easy part. Opening it up is the challenge. Okay, small screw holds that in place. I can wiggle this a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna wiggle that a little bit, and it should come off. That will pop up a little bit, and there is the bad refurbished SSD. So don't buy refurbished, okay? So don't buy refurbished. All right, so I'm gonna put the new one in. Let's open up this bad boy here. Now 4 terabytes on an 4 terabyte SSD might be a little bit overkill for the ROG, but definitely 1 terabyte is too small for me anyways, because I like to download a lot of games, and then having to wait for it to download and stuff, I don't really like that. So I just like to download a lot of games. All right, so again, don't buy refurbished, buy new if you can. Don't skip on those bucks like I did. Okay, here's the new drive. Comes with all the instruction manuals. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and put that in. Again, this is cool. It goes right underneath the power cable. Or actually, you can go like this. Let's go this route. And then stick that in. Put the screw back on. Okay, give it a nice, see how that fits just perfectly. Put the back cover back on, and then you're gonna have to snap all the clamps back in. Okay. All right. So snap, snap. Get the top, get the sides. So we're in this case, we're gonna do a cloud recovery. So I'll show you how that all works. Okay. So we'll put these screws back in. They were all the same size. If they weren't, you want to make sure you have something orderly, like you put it into these little rivets here. That's why I've got this mat here. It helps me keep organized if I was to see different screws on this unit. Everything's back in place. It's all in, and let's go ahead and put those screws here. Screw those back in. All right, so the cloud recovery will take some time, probably like an hour. So give yourself a little bit of time when you're doing that cloud recovery process. It's going to ask you to put in some information. And also, you know, your BitLocker. I don't know if you've seen or know about the BitLocker, but sometimes these hard drives are locked down through Microsoft as a way of security. So find your BitLocker ID if you can. And there's a website. I'll put that in the description where you can find your BitLocker just in case. Okay. Okay. So now that the unit is back together, let's go ahead and power it back on. Okay. So we'll power this all back on. Alright, if it doesn't power on initially, it's going to need power attached to it. So we'll probably get some power attached to it. So let's do that. Get me some power. And since this is a new hard drive, it's got no information on it. When you power it on, hold the volume plus key. Okay, hold the volume plus key and then turn it on. So you're going to hold that and then press the power button. Okay, so hold that plus button there. It's going to take you to this menu here. Okay, so you don't have to put this on at the moment. It's all powered on. Okay, so this is where it gets interesting. So you're going to go to the advanced menu here. So you hit the Y button to go to the advanced mode. You can go to the advanced toggle there. It says advanced. And it's going to say here, it says ASUS Cloud Recovery. You see that? Go ahead and hit that A button. And so it's gonna go through the process of cloud recovery. So it says cannot connect to your network. So what I recommend is it's gonna ask for a Wi-Fi, but I'll get a hard connection here, hardwire connection. That way it goes by faster. So let me see where I have that. It should be right here. Okay. So I have this USB Ethernet, USB-C to Ethernet adapter. So I'm going to put that in and click it on. So it's hardwire connector because it's going to be faster. So once I click that in, I'm gonna go back to advanced, ACES cloud recovery, checking my network. So this is gonna probably be like an hour from start to finish. So it's gonna go into your cloud recovery mode. Hit next. And you know what? It's probably a good idea to keep some power to it. So let's go ahead and put some power into it while that all works. Okay. So I'm gonna let it run, do its thing, and then I'll come back when it's all working. Okay, it says no updates are available. You're using the latest version, which is good. Okay, so it's asking me, do you want to back up your files first? Since this is a blank drive, I've got no files on it. I'm going to say no. And then, are you sure you want to restart the cloud recovery process? You're going to hit yes. So this is going to take some time as well. So it's going through the whole cloud recovery, downloading all the software for your ACES, ROG Ally X. So this is going to take some time, and you've got like a progression percentage there. So let's go ahead and wait on that as well. All right, so that took, so far it's about 48 minutes, so almost an hour. It's going through this final process where it syncs up Windows 11 and all the Armory Crate software. So it's gonna do a lot of restarting, rebooting. Now at this time, if you have a like USB-C dongle to like a keyboard, it's gonna make typing stuff in easier, especially if you're like logging into some of your Microsoft accounts. So word of the wise. So I had my micro SD card in here while I was doing the cloud recovery, and for some reason it stalled any progression. So word of caution, make sure you take out your SD card prior to doing your cloud recovery. Okay, so word of advice, before doing the cloud recovery, take out your micro SD card prior to doing that cloud recovery. Otherwise, it's going to get stuck like it got stuck on that blue screen. And I was wondering what it was, and I just had a hunch to take that out. So do that before you complete the cloud recovery process. Okay, so this is where if you have a external keyboard, this would be a good idea to find it. So I have, this is ROG Ally. I've labeled keyboard from Logitech. This is the K830. So I like this keyboard a lot. So I have a little dongle that it connects to. So this is USB-C to USB-A female. So I'm going to stick that in. Okay, so let's go through all the prompts here. Hit yes. I'm in the United States. US is good. Want to add a second keyboard layout. Skip. So it just says waiting moment, check in, make sure all the configuration is correct. Keep it on. That's why it's good to have it powered. Alright, so it's almost done. We're probably just over an hour in, and it's finishing up what it needs to do before it restarts. So this is where I'm going to take out the power and replace it with this USB dongle, and then I'm going to type in all the particulars that I need. Okay, so what I think is, having this wired connection has made this process go a lot quicker. So word of advice, if you can have a USB-C connector to an Ethernet LAN cable, it might make the process quicker. Obviously, it depends on your Wi-Fi speed, internet speed, but a wired connection will always give you a faster connection to download anything, okay? All right. So I'm going to replace this cable here. It's the power cable with the dongle. And that's going to connect my keyboard to it. Okay. So I'm going to hit yes. I'm going to name this ROG Ally, I call it X. Then does tech stuff. Okay, hit next. Okay, so this is where you need to have like a Microsoft account, so it stores, just in case something happens, your BitLocker ID, which is like, I don't know, 20 character, I don't know, it's very long. So you need to have a Microsoft account in order for you to get your BitLocker in the event that something happens to your hard drive and it crashes and you need access to it. And it's all saved under this email address that you provide Microsoft. So I'm going to go ahead and get this going. I'll go skip for now, but wants to use the fingerprint scanner. I can create a pin. Confirm it. I don't like to do any of this stuff here, so I disable it all. I'm going to set this up as a new device. And it's almost done. So you have to have patience when you do this, because it could take quite a bit of time. I use it for gaming, maybe it's for entertainment. I'm gonna skip this on the phone. Back of your photos. I'm gonna hit skip. I'm gonna decline Office 365. I'm gonna decline the storage. Just hit next. I just want to get to my home screen. Okay, it's finishing up, and there we have it, y'all. That is it from start to finish. You want to make sure your Armory Crate is configured as well. So you want to click the Armory Crate, the logo there. It's probably going to ask me to update a few things, and let's go ahead and update. Say OK. I agree. Run Armory Crate on setup. Yes, I do. Okay. It kind of shows me the placements of my platforms. Okay, where I manage, good. All that good stuff. Where I can configure my controls, triggers. You can personalize them. Okay, some handy features. Yes, you've got your Armory Crate buttons here. And get started. Search, manage the library, pull down to refresh. All right, folks. So there you have it. This is full cloud backup. Let's take a look at the memory. So ultimately, we're going to make sure that the memory took. Let's go to Control Panel. Let's take a look at my computer. And there we are. It's got 4 terabytes, or almost there. Part of that is the OS. Let me go ahead and put in the SD card. And then, so if you do 4 plus this is a 1 terabyte SD card, gives me about 5 terabytes worth of storage on my ROG Ally. Okay. All right, so there you have it. So again, if you found this video helpful, please go ahead and do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Really helps to grow the channel out. If you're having issues with your ROG Ally as well, please put that in the comment section. Share that information with those in their community. Help build the channel up, and also share in the knowledge base. With that said, hopefully you enjoyed this tutorial how to do the cloud recovery on your ROG Ally X. Hopefully you guys don't have any issues getting that up and running. But thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video. With that said, take care of yourself and each other. Bye for now.